I am a late season whitetail hunting girl. I'm from Minnesota. I love going out there when things are cold, the season's coming to an end, and honestly, one of my favorite places to go, well, that's probably Texas, because you get the late season part, but it's not quite as cold, and those bucks are still going crazy much later into the season. Now, another thing I love about Texas is the fact that there's a wide variety of animals to go after. So on this hunt, well, I was heading to Texas with hopes of getting an axis deer and a whitetail, and the best part is I had my new hunting partner right by my side. Meet Little Miss Porkchop. She's gonna be my hunting partner from here on out, and this was her very first trip, and I think she was thinking, what have I got myself into?
I just came from South Dakota and it was freezing, and now I'm down here in Texas, a whole lot warmer. Still a little chilly for them, but we're gonna be hunting whitetails, we're gonna be hunting axis deer, and we're gonna be hunting hogs. This morning we're set up in a really good whitetail location. They've been seeing some really nice deer coming through, so I'm excited not to have 50 million layers on.
There's really not a one typical type of deer that you're gonna run into. You see it all here. So we've shot 150-inch deer that are really pencil horn, that look like they come from West Texas or the hill country mostly. And then we have really heavy deer. I mean, we have a variety from 8s to 12s to, I mean, we've shot a 17 point this year and he was really heavy, and we've shot a 12 point this year that was super pencil horn. So, I mean, you really get a feel for all kinds of deer here, you know, and South Texas is I mean, they have all the right minerals and food that they need to grow good deer, and we're lucky enough to have them.
Now, I've had pretty good luck in Texas in years past, and one of the things I like about it is the fact that you can go there into January and you can still see a wide variety of good bucks, and their rut is a little bit later. So sometimes you can go have luck rattling just when all the whitetail seasons are ending in the Midwest. Well, Texas is ramping up. The peak of their rut, I've found, is usually between Christmas and New Year's, so it's a great place to go. And on this trip, I was going right at the beginning of January, and I knew these bucks were gonna be all over the place.
The cold snap hit and they really started pushing. Before, you would see smaller bucks running, but I mean, as you know, we're gonna see, you know, when the cold snap hits, it's the big bucks start running, and so it's getting close to ending, but I mean, they're still pushing, so really right now you never know what's gonna walk out in front of you.
On this hunt, we were going to be primarily hunting out of ground blinds. Now, I like ground blinds because you get to be eye level with the deer, it's nice and comfortable, and of course, when you bring a little puppy, well, a blind is much better than a tree stand. So sitting on stand in Texas, I'm watching, and there are deer coming out all over. And that's what I love, and that's what I enjoy so much. So with several great hunts under my belt in Texas, well, I decided this year I'm gonna be putting in my time, and I really was excited. I had a couple of different places to hunt, and I was gonna be trying it several different ways. So we were gonna try rattling, we were gonna try spot and stock, all sorts of different options, and see what would work out. Absolutely love hunting whitetails from a ground blind. You're eye level with the deer, you've got great shot opportunities, and it can be amazing when you're out decoying them in. But one of the things that you really need to keep in mind is scent control when you're on the ground. You've got big, mature whitetails 15, 18, 20 yards from you, so now is more important than ever to make sure that you're spraying all your gear down before you ever head out. This includes your release, your clothing, your backpack, and also your ground blind. One of the things a lot of people forget is they put up a ground blind and they wonder why deer always notice that the ground blind is there. First, you need to make sure that you're really taking a lot of time to blend that ground blind in and brush it in. Once you've got it all brushed in, I like to take a bottle of Scent Killer Gold and thoroughly spray down that entire blind. This way you don't have any of that smell from the blind, and also do your chairs as well. It can make a big difference. And the last thing I like to do, well, if you're hunting during the rut, I like to put a decoy out in front of my blind. What that decoy does is take all the deer's attention and focus it right to the decoy. With that said, you need to make sure you're also spraying your decoy down and using attractant scents as well. I like to hang key wicks around the area and also put some scent right at the decoy's hocks. When you combine all these things together, you can find great success out hunting out of a ground blind for whitetails and hopefully have some deer right in close.
Sportsmen's Alliance, our heritage, our fight, protecting hunting from coast to coast.
Did you know that the Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting for, amending, or they've killed more than 75 bills a year on average that impact the hunting, breeding, kenneling, or training of canines? Just another fun fact showing you how sportsmen and women are helping make a difference.
We're out here bright and early, but brought a little good luck charm this morning. Pork chop's along, and she's hidden in the blankets. It's pretty warm, so I'm gonna have her sleep in here with us. She's not being very good when I'm gone during the day. She misses me a whole bunch, so got her wrapped in my real tree sweatshirt and then wrapped again in my coat. So she's gonna sit right here. Hopefully she'll be good. She loves to be held, so I think she'll be fine as long as she's not in her kennel. She's happy.
Well, we're down here in Yancey, Texas. It's about an hour south of San Antonio. You get the feel of South Texas, plus you get the feel of other places with the big tall oaks, and we have a river bottom, so when the acorns hit the ground, you really get the deer movement that you'd like to see. So it's a plus having the big oak trees and the river bottom.
Texas, of course, everything's bigger in Texas. But one of the things I love is not only do you got big animals, but you've got such a wide variety of things to do. Now, in years past, I've hunted with Marty. I've had a wonderful time, taken some beautiful deer, but what I also like, they've got great fishing and a beautiful area to kayak. We hunt normally in the mornings and the evenings, and midday, well, that was wide open to fishing, and you can't keep a Minnesota girl from going in and getting a little fishing, especially when the bass are this big.
Here, I mean, we don't run a lot of hunts or anything like that, but whoever comes out can really enjoy it. We have a 40-acre lake along with other smaller lakes that are just stocked full of bass, crappie, perch. We have some catfish. Midday, when you're not hunting, if it's a nice day, you know, you can go fishing, you can really enjoy yourself. And if it's during the right time of year, we also have a lot of duck blinds in a really good area. I mean, the birds really fly here. We have quail and dove also. I mean, we're pretty much right in the heart of where all the dove fly. So, you know, midday, you can, between fishing, shooting birds, shooting deer, I mean, we have it all here.
In fact, I've been out there kayaking. It's just gorgeous, and it makes it fun, so you're not constantly just thinking about hunting. You're really taking it all in. You're making an experience out of it. And on this trip, we were putting a lot of time in the blind, but I knew that Texas has so much to offer. If I could get one of these big bucks, maybe I could head out for a little fishing. So as we were sitting there, just like anywhere, most of the deer start moving toward evening, and we started having deer coming through, and my head was really on a swivel. had areas out to the left where deer could come, in front of us, and on this hunt, well, it was getting a little cool in the evening, so I left pork chop at home, and all of a sudden, I saw a nice big whitetail coming through, and I thought, oh yeah, this is a monster buck. A beautiful frame, exactly what I was looking for. So now I just tried to calm down, get on the sticks, wait until I had a good shot, squeeze the trigger, and he went right down. Ran just a little bit and I could watch him fall, and I was so pumped because not only was I out there just having a great time, but I was actually out testing out some Deer Season XP, which is some new ammo by Winchester that's made specifically for deer hunting, and it performed perfectly. Look at this buck. Oh, awesome. Wow, nice wide deer. Look at the beams on that. They just go on forever. He's got split twos on both sides. Just an absolutely beautiful Texas buck. Walking up on this buck, well, he was an absolute beauty. Just a perfectly symmetrical buck, a beautiful Texas deer, and I was thrilled. But the best part is, well, I still was gonna be hunting for an axis deer, and I was so excited to get back out there and hopefully have a little luck on my very first axis.
This segment was brought to you by Boss Buck. For the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market, choose Boss Buck feeders. Now you're getting serious. Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Cutty Back Digital. More deer, fewer blanks. Hard-hitting Easton Arrows. Golden Triangle Whitetail. Winchester, celebrating 150 years of legendary excellence. Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry technology. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Rage Broadheads, leading the evolution in lethal technology. Convergent Hunting Solutions, where experience, innovation, and passion meet. Sportsmen's Alliance, protecting hunting from coast to coast. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And Moose Utility Division, your leader in ATV, UTV accessories.
So after getting a nice whitetail, well, now it was time to try another blind looking for a big axis deer that Marty had seen. Now, one of the things I like about axis deer is the fact that they rut at different times. Some of them will have velvet, some of them will be hardhorn, and on this trip, well, we had a wide variety coming through, but just not quite the one I was looking for. And all of a sudden, as we're sitting there, I see an axis deer coming in, a big, wide velvet one. He looks amazing to me. But Marty said he wasn't done growing yet. We did not want to shoot him. So I thought, okay, we'll wait. And I know at any moment, you could have hogs coming in, you could have axis deer, you could have whitetails. It really does make it an exciting place to hunt, and you can't beat the weather. Back in Minnesota, guarantee freezing weather, snowing, and down in Texas, we've got nice, perfect hunting weather. Now that big wide velvet one, we had seen him on numerous occasions, but Marty just didn't want me shooting him yet, and that's fine by me. So we switched blinds. I bring Pork Chop out. This is her first trip in a blind. I've got her wrapped in a little blanket. She's a tiny little baby. Just got her for Christmas a few days earlier, and all of a sudden, in the dark, right as it's getting light, a hog comes through. I make a shot, boom, drop this hog, perfect, and I was so excited. I can see his teeth. I didn't realize how big of a boar this was. Holy cow. Quite the cutters there. Just an awesome pig. Now, you have not been seeing that many pigs, have you?
Hardly any until you showed up.
So let me get this straight. You've been seeing axis deer all the time.
Oh yeah.
I show up trying to shoot an axis deer. We can't see an axis deer that's full grown right now. However, the hogs show up as well today.
Yeah,
so that was awesome. I mean, it was cool. Pork chop. Pork chop, what do you think? Oh, you think you're tough, don't you?
And little Miss Pork Chop, I didn't know what she was gonna act like with a gunshot. She did great. We go running up on it, and this little puppy hops up on the nose, and we get one of the cutest pictures of all time of my little Pork Chop right on a hog, and that was the start of her hunting career and my new best little hunting buddy.
This segment was brought to you by Convergent Hunting Solutions. Try their electronic game calls today, featuring Bluetooth technology to work right with your smartphone. Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Winchester, celebrating 150 years of legendary excellence. Matthews Archery, catch us if you can. Field and Stream, where traditions begin. ScoutLookWeather.com. Download the free ScoutLook hunting app for your smartphone. Rangemaster Trailers, luxury gone rugged. Master Hand Milling, revolutionizing the range. Reinhardt, the best archery targets in the world. Garmin, enhance your outdoor adventures. Winchester, the American legend. Sure Shot Jewelry. Check out the Melissa Bachman collection today. And Boss Buck, for the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market. Now you're getting serious. Closed captioning is brought to you by Cuddyback Digital. Upgrade to Cuddyback and your images will never look better.
Well, we're out in Texas, and I just got this beautiful hog this morning. It worked out perfect. This hog came in. I didn't think I was gonna have a shot. We had animals coming in all over, but I decided to take the big hog and, well, probably scared away all the axis deer, but it was well worth it. Got a beautiful hog, dropped him right in his tracks. I'm shooting a 300 Win Mag. I'm actually shooting him with the Deer Season XP because that's what we're planning on hunting out here, deer. But this hog came in, did the job, and now we're gonna get a couple of pictures, get them back to the lodge, and go back out hunting this evening.
Now I had a hog, I had a whitetail. Now all I was waiting for is my big axis deer. After putting in quite a bit of time, a lot of times people think you go to Texas and just boom, exactly what you're looking for steps right out. That's not the case. It can be a little bit difficult hunting, and on this trip, sure, we were seeing deer, we were seeing axis deer, but it wasn't what we were looking for. So after I had put in the time, I knew Pork Chop would do great in the blind because she had already been with us on the hog. I thought, I'll bring her along for the axis deer as well. So as we're sitting there, I spot the buck that we have been looking for. Now my heart is pounding because this is the axis deer I've been after the entire trip, and he's finally right there. So I just wait, I wait. Finally I get my shot. And boom, I have got an absolutely beautiful axis deer. And walking up to it, honestly, when you get there, I think they're even prettier in person than what you could ever imagine. Plus the meat, absolutely phenomenal. Well, I have got my first axis buck down. What a beautiful animal. This thing has just a huge body. Man, and he's in velvet. It is not every day that you get to see a buck like this. Just a gorgeous coat. And that's one of the things right now. We're here in January. A lot of these bucks, they're all over the board, but a lot of them have already lost their antlers. In fact, some are hard horn, some are in velvet, some have no horns. So we got this one. We've been looking all week, and we finally got it done. Just a beautiful buck. So we got up, just had a great time, and I got another great picture of pork chop, probably the second cutest picture ever. And this little puppy, I knew she was gonna be by my side for all the hunts to come, and what a great place to get her started in Texas, and what an overall just wonderful hunt. Going after whitetails, hogs, and now ending the trip with a beautiful axis deer was everything I could have ever hoped.